We are live. Let's make sure everything's connected. Audio seems good. Lighting is as good as it's going to get, let's be honest. and yeah, we're cozy indoors. It has been very cold in Texas these last few days, and it will continue to get even colder. So I very much hope that you've been staying safe and warm and being mindful of everything that's freezing and the branches that are falling off. And um, the city of Cedar Park sent out a newsletter that said, be mindful of the four P's right now: people, pets, pipes, and plants. So very much have the people portion in my mindset right now, and what we're doing for those who are very much exposed to the weather. So good morning. We're going to work on our theme for the day is called clearing the mind, clearing the path. And essentially, we're going to be tapping into one of the aspects of yoga, which is called pratyahara. Pratyahara. And sometimes it's referred to as like a sensory withdrawal. I've seen workshops before where it's like sensory withdrawal, sensory deprivation, um, where you're essentially getting out of this external flow of information. So much of our day is being present for others, being of service to others, um, living in these different roles where we are like transactional or we are caring or giving for others. We also receive a lot of information from media, from marketing, from advertising. Um, and we can also see how some of that is very out of balance right now in our society with this like rampant misinformation of things that are going on. So it's important to be able to recognize and be able to realize that we are in control of that flow of information. We have the ability to stop the external flow of information coming in and recognize when that is overpowering, or maybe it is triggering us, maybe it's making us feel less than, maybe it's making us feel anxious about a thing, about our future, about something that may be taken away from us. Pratyahara is a really good practice to tap into and do in those times. That way you can just connect to your inner senses, connect to yourself, and just kind of let everything else fall away. It's a really good practice to sort of help develop that internal bullshit detector. So you understand when these things are happening and you can go, this isn't for me. This information is not for me. What's actually going on here? Who's benefiting from this information? Are they trying to sell me something? Are they trying to um, get me in a mindset to where I feel smaller, to where I feel scared, to where I feel not empowered to be liberated and live my best, most fulfilled, most loving life, most connected life? So that's what we'll practice today. I want you to think beyond it of just, it's not just sensory deprivation as sometimes it's pitched. Pratyahara is turning off that external flow of information by just switching the mind's focus to the internal. So that's the yogic part I want you to take away from today. So to do that, we're going to focus very much inward on our own sensory experience today, focusing in on our own body. And we are going back to the very first Kriya that I taught on YouTube 40 something weeks ago. And it's in the KRI Teacher Manual 1. It's listed as healthy bowel system. But it's a really good, I refer to it as keeping your shit together in our first video. And it's really good to just focus on your foundation, focus on how you are connected to the earth, focus on how your feet are grounded. Because when we're in the mind, we're very much lifted up in the clouds. You may notice with your own behavior, you may notice in other people's behavior. This was very much a part of my physical behavior before. I was very much in my mind and I walked very fast when I was going places, and it's like my head was leading me places, right? I wasn't so much grounded. I would have my head in the clouds a little bit. So anytime we can focus on actually grounding ourselves to the earth and focusing on that, we're kind of telling the head, like, hey, just take a sec. Like, hey, just chill out and let's catch back up, right? And so, a great way to do that from a physical practice is to get the head below the heart so it can just kind of hang out. So, this Kriya is going to be standing mostly, which is a little bit of a switch up from what we do here. But we're going to be kind of standing and bending over and standing back up. So you kind of get a little bit of that bowing motion. And those kriyas, those meditations that we do where the head goes below the heart, it's a great opportunity to just say, like, hey, just submit to the heart right now. We're overthinking. Let's just let this go. Let's focus on what our body is doing. So, really important today when we do those, and I'll walk you through the cues, really be focused on supporting from the feet, supporting from the legs, engaging the glutes, right? We don't want the back doing all the work here. You'll tire yourself out very quickly that way. And you may experience some pain if you're doing it that way too. So be mindful of that. And then we have a really fun meditation today. It's one of the variations of Kirtan Kriya, which we've practiced before, which is working with the different fingertips and working with those primal sounds of the sa, ta, na, ma there. Okay. But it's going to be internal that we vibrate. And it's something called the finger dance, which very much works with our intuition. So anytime we talk about chakras or those different areas, it's important to know no one chakra functions independently. They all interact with different areas. So today we're kind of looking at how does that root chakra, that grounding, that foundation, that security, how does that really tap into our sixth chakra, the seat of our intuition in that area, at the third eye. What's the correlation between that? When I'm feeling safe, when I'm feeling secured, when I'm feeling grounded, how does that facilitate space for me to make my own path, right? Your path, you decide. I'm not here to tell you what that's going to look like. But when the mind is clear, we can quiet all the noise and then we can figure out how best to move forward for us in a way that's going to serve us, in a way that's going to empower us and the people around us in our communities. So, ready to get started? Go ahead and bring yourself onto your mat, just in a comfortable cross-leg position. We'll take a moment just to get in that meditative space, that meditative posture. Start to bring the mind inward. So if you're having any issues with the posture today, a good way to make sure that the base is really stable is once you're seated, you can just lift yourself up just slightly, lower back down, and that's going to help the spine get a little bit more support and in that straightened position. So when you're ready and you're in that space, just go ahead and let the eyelids fall closed. Begin to focus on consciously inhaling and exhaling out through the nose. Already beginning this pratyahara practice as we let everything else external fall away. and just simply focus on what is happening internally. So notice how the breath shows up in the body. Maybe you're hearing the sounds that your breath makes. Maybe behind the eyelids, there are colors or shapes that are showing themselves to you that are stimulating your senses. Maybe you begin to notice your sensation of touch, where you're touching the ground, the feel of the clothes against your skin. Notice these sensations in this moment with this breath, and recognize that they belong to you and you alone. On your next inhale, bring the shoulders up towards the ears. And the exhale, roll them down and back so that they sit just a little lower than before. Take a moment to do a quick scan of the body. Notice how you're feeling. Notice where you may feel light and expansive. Notice where you still might be feeling sticky, might be feeling tense, might be even experiencing some pain. Without judgment, just notice. Maybe we can work through some of those edges today as we invite more awareness and more play into our practice today. We need to rub the palms together at heart center, creating a little bit of heating energy, a little bit of friction. If you'd like, you can set an intention for today's practice. We're focused on connecting to our inner world to silence all of the external info. Mantra that I've been returning to lately on this topic is I am the eye of the storm. Feel free to use that if it serves you. If not, go ahead and just focus in on one trait, one quality that you'd like to embody. Whenever you're locked in on it, find stillness at heart center. Press the palms together. Feel the knuckles of the thumbs against your chest. Keep that gaze at the third eye and visualize yourself hand writing either your favorite mantra or your one trait, one quality today. Handwriting it on a post-it note of your favorite color. Seeing yourself stick it just to the inside of the forehead there to help serve as additional anchor today alongside your breath, alongside this practice of Pratyahara. From here, we'll chant the Adi mantra 3 times. Om Namo, Gurudev Namo. Calling in that creative wisdom, that higher consciousness to guide us today. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. And inhale to tune in. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Inhale deeply. Suspend the breath. Apply Mudra Bandha. So pull up on the pelvic floor, the anal sphincter, the sex organs. Feel yourself containing that energy. Visualize it spiraling from the base of the spine all the way up through the crown of the head. Before it's uncomfortable, exhale through the nose. Let the hands come down either to the tops of the knees or to the ground, depending on what you feel you might need in this moment. And just witness your space. Do a scan of the body once more. Notice where you still may be hanging on to a bit of tension. Celebrate where you may already feel a bit of lightness or expansion, just from vibrating and projecting your own voice. So we're turning the tables. It's not the external coming in, it's what we have in coming out. Very good. Okay, when you're ready, go ahead and blink your eyes open. You're gonna get ready for some warm-ups. We definitely want to warm up the backs of the legs today, since we're going to be doing a little bit of bending and stretching those hamstrings. So the legs come out in front of you. And if they're feeling quite tight, you definitely want to keep a bend in the knee. You may also want to take a rolled up blanket or anything that you have handy underneath the knees to give that some more space. And all we're going to do is just work with the breath. We're going to inhale as we stretch forward, exhale as we come back up. Just giving a stretch through the back of the legs there, moving at your own pace. And if this doesn't feel so great, make them wider. Do whatever feels the best to you, so that you can get a little bit of stretch, a little bit of movement in there today. Working with your own flexibility. Not in competition with anyone today. It's just you and yourself. Do whatever you can do so that the heart stays lifted. So you don't want to round out too much. You don't have to get your nose to your toes. If you're only making it as far as your knees, totally fine. We're all dealing with a lot right now. got that blanket under your knees and you start to notice that now you're getting warm and you feel a little bit more flexible, feel free to go ahead and just slide that out from underneath. A little bit of a deeper stretch there for those hamstrings. Okay, inhale back up towards center. Exhale completely. Let your right leg come in. Let your left leg stretch out as much as feels possible. We don't want to overstretch and stretch this groin area too much. We're going to go into the same stretch. So inhale as you move forward. Exhale back up. Just moving towards that leg. Again, if this is too tight, keep that knee soft. Keep that bend in the knee. Bring back that blanket if you need it. Good. Okay, back to center. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely as you switch legs. The left leg is in, right leg is out now. And begin here again. Inhaling as you move towards the leg. Exhaling back up. Good. Inhale up to center once more. Exhale completely. Bring yourself now onto all fours, so hands and knees in tabletop position. We're going to do a bit of cat-cows now to warm up the spine. So hands are going to be located directly underneath the shoulders. Knees are underneath the hips. Toes are lifted up. If you have wrist issues here, this is too much for the wrists. Let your hands come into fists here to help. So inhale, we're going to drop the belly, lift the chest, lift the head up. And exhale, round out as you bring the chin into the chest now. And just move here at your own pace. Focus on making this a smooth and fluid motion. Once you start to feel more flexible, maybe you might like to pick up the speed. Yogi's choice. Good. Okay, inhale forward. On your exhale, go ahead and lower down. Bring the bum to the tops of the heels for child's pose now. So let the forehead come to the mat. The arms come out in front of you, or they can come down behind at your side, whatever feels best. We're not going to be doing a lot of anything with the chest or the shoulder areas today. So it's not necessary to get a huge stretch up the top through the shoulder blades, but if you feel like you need it, just go for it. Feel through those edges. Bring some more space into your back body. Just do some long, deep breathing here. Okay, on the next inhale, put your hands underneath the shoulders. Use your palms to push yourself up slowly so that your head is the last thing to rise. From here, come back to seated cross leg for the final warm up. We're going to take the nose and draw circles in front of us. So using the inhale as an anchor, inhale as you rotate up, exhale as you rotate down. In any direction that you like. And then next exhale, take a moment to pause, and then inhale, begin rotating in the opposite direction. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Slowly begin to make your circles smaller and smaller. Until you find a neutral space at center. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. Very good. Okay. So slowly make your way to standing. And we'll see. I'm probably going to go out of frame. This is a teeny room, but we'll see what we can do today. So you can see my feet. Oh, great. Okay. So I'm going to stay off of my mat. You do whatever feels nice to you. Legs will be about hips width apart, or again, whatever feels most natural to you. We're all working with different proportions, different hip widths, all this kind of stuff. So Whatever you can do, that's going to be the best for keeping soft knees, keeping the feet. So notice your feet right now. They're just standing there. All four corners of the feet are touching the ground right now. Sometimes I like to get a little toe grip in, which also helps, okay? Because think about this, when you're thinking too much with your mind, it's leading you forward. You might start leaning forward, right? Then the heels pick up and you start putting everything on here. So keep the knees soft so that whenever we bend forward, the legs are engaged, the thighs are engaged, we're hinging from the hips. My glutes are engaged right now, okay? So I'm feeling energy coming from the heel all the way up to the back of the leg. So that when I'm bending over, that's there. And still, when I'm coming up, I'm really engaging my glutes to push up here, okay? Otherwise, what happens, you lock your knees, you bend over like this, and now your back is doing all the work to try to pick yourself up, okay? We want to steer clear of that. So that's where your Pratyahara practice is today. Bringing that sensory experience, that focus inward. Are my feet grounded? Are my knees soft? Are my legs engaged like strong tree trunks? Am I engaging the glutes so that my back isn't doing all of the work? And if the glutes and the legs are doing the work, then the head can just be really soft and neutral. And it can kind of be submissive to the heart as we're moving over, okay? So this is gonna be a little bit different through each phase, but the bending is the same, okay? So for the first one, what we're going to do, I'm gonna do a count of 5. So hands come out to the side, we're in this windmill position, palms facing down. And we're going right hand to left foot, okay? The left arm comes up behind us, but we're not even gonna try to look at it. We're just letting the head be soft. And we're gonna push through the heels, through the glutes to come back up. And we go to the same side again, okay? So right hand to the left foot, coming back up. It's like a count of 5. Down, 2, 3, 4, 5. Up, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, just continue here. We're only doing one side right now. Focusing on that foundation, focusing on your grounding. The breath is whatever you would like for it to be, whatever is going to best support you through this movement. You decide. Very good. Okay, let's do 2 more on this side. So still right hand to left foot. And then we're going to begin on the other side. Left hand to right foot. Still keeping those feet grounded. Keeping the head soft. Keeping those glutes engaged. Protecting the back. Okay, 2 more on this side. Good. Okay, so come up to center. Take a quick sec to just shake it out if you need. We're getting right back into it. The only difference is now we're going to do all alternating sides, okay? And we're going to add a little bit of a pause. So what it's going to look like is, okay, let me get my feet sectioned to the floor. My knees soft. Be up here. So right hand to left foot, down for 5. Pause at the bottom here for 5. Lift back up for 5. Then other side. Okay, down for 5. Pause for a count of 5. Come back up. And other side. So continue here. If you're already feeling it a bit, if you're getting a little shaky in those legs, as long as you keep those knees soft, you can give yourself a little bit of a bounce and a push off to get back up. Very important to get that count of 5 on the way up as well. You don't want to come up too quickly and get dizzy. If you find yourself getting dizzy at any point, please just pause, take a rest. You can always hop back in. Okay, 1 more on each side. Okay, 1 more time. Shake it out really quickly if you need. You need to get something on that lower back. We're going to keep doing the alternate exactly like we were before, except the pause, we're increasing now to 25 seconds. It's going to be quite a sustained, sort of active rest in that area, okay? I'm already working up some heat here. So back up to the windmill position. We're taking the right hand to the left foot, down for 5. Staying here for a count of 25. Keep those glutes engaged. Keep those feet strong, almost like they're suction cups to the ground. Let the head be soft. And back up for 5. Down, alternating side, left hand to the right foot. Down here for 25. Up. One more on either side. Last one. Back up. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, slowly let the arms swing down. Slowly make your way down onto your back for a few minutes of rest. So just totally relax. See if you can allow yourself to be supported by the ground. Notice the body. Notice the energy circulating, and let your breath do whatever it would like. Slowly begin to deepen your breath. Returning back to this moment. And next inhale, bring the feet together. Bring the arms up overhead for a full body stretch. On the exhale, slowly bring the knees into the chest. Give yourself a hug, rock from side to side. Focus on lengthening through the tailbone here. From here, find your way to seated. So that could be turning yourself over to one side, or it could be rocking and rolling along the spine, depending on how flexible you feel. A little bit more stretch of the neck and the shoulders. Anything else that you're kind of feeling before we bring ourselves back up to standing. Getting in some water. All right. So we only got 2 more left for this Kriya before we get into our fun finger dance meditation. So go ahead, slowly bring yourself back up to standing. Feet are still going to be hip width apart, wherever you decided on earlier. That feels best. Again, soft knees, suction those toes, suction those feet, all 4 corners to the floor. In the windmill position. I want you to focus on now, pretend that in front of you and behind you are pieces of plexiglass. We want to stay within this plane. And what we're going to do is take one arm, we're just going to do alternating sides. We're trying to get a stretch along the side of the rib cage here. So one arm comes down, one arm stretches up, but be mindful of that plexiglass. Okay. And we just do the other side, stretching up, getting that stretch all along here, feeling that. Very good. Just like this, just soft, gentle, back and forth, getting that stretch. Being mindful of the tension in the neck, the shoulders, the face. Can you soften into that? Make sure you're breathing through this one. So the manual, it's not specified. I like to do the inhale as I'm reaching. And the exhale back down, but maybe it feels better the opposite way for you. If it's not specified, I tend to think we can have our own creative freedom. Very good. One more on either side here. Good. Okay. Arms back up to that windmill position, palms facing down. Still, the feet are anchored, the knees are soft, the glutes are engaged. Breath does matter on this one. So what we're going to be doing is twisting from the rib cage here. We'll twist to the left, and if you've got quite a big wingspan, make sure you've got enough space. But we're going to twist as we inhale, exhale back to center. Inhale, twist. Again, keep those knees soft. Exhale back to center. Inhale, twisting from the rib cage. You may need to turn the hip out just a bit, just to get some space there. Exhale to the center. Again, be mindful of the tension in the shoulders, in the neck, the jaw, the muscles on the face. Inhaling as you twist, exhale back to center. Good. One on either side. One more. Good. Inhale, bring those arms up overhead. Exhale, shake them out as you bring them down. You need to shake out the legs. And bring yourself back down into a relaxing posture. So this one's got the relaxation before the meditation today. So we're just going to be here for between 5 and 10 minutes. So let yourself come lying down onto your back once more. So cold outside, maybe you want to get cozy, maybe you want to put the blanket over you. That works up quite a bit of heat for me, so I'm good without the blanket for now. Let your feet spread as wide as your mat. Let your arms fall away from the sides of your body, palms facing up. And again, just focus on sinking into that support. Let the breath regulate. Let it do whatever it would like. So keep that focus inward. Notice the energy circulating through your body. We've already put in the work, so now we take the time to rest and integrate and let the body heal. So relax the tops of your feet, your ankles, calves, knees and thighs. Relax the hips. As you relax the breath, relax the belly. Relax the lower back. Relax the rib cage and the shoulder blades as you sink deeper into the floor. Relax the arms, the elbows, forearms, wrists and hands. Let the shoulders come away from the ears as you relax the chest, relax the neck, relax the jaw so there's space between the teeth. Maybe you give that bottom jaw a little wiggle. Relax the lips and the muscles on the face. The eyes behind the eyelids. Brow, forehead, and scalp are all at ease as your head rests gently against the ground. Take this time now to just simply be and rest as your body heals its 3 trillion plus cells. Slowly begin to deepen your breath. As you return back to your body, in this moment in time and space, begin to invite tiny movements into your fingertips and toes. Begin to rotate the hands around the wrists and the feet around the ankles in all directions. On your next inhale, bring the feet together. Bring the arms up overhead for a full body stretch. Just like you're waking up in the morning. On the exhale, slowly bring the knees into the chest. Give yourself a hug. Rock from side to side. Giving that lower back, those kidneys, those adrenal glands, a little bit of a massage. Focus on lengthening through the tailbone here. From here, begin to rub together briskly the palms of the hands, the soles of the feet. Rub the tongue along the roof of the mouth. And from here, find your way back to seated. Very good. Okay. Pause this for a moment. We will also bring this guy down just a bit. So get yourself ready for the meditation. This is just over 4 minutes. So not super long. You definitely need longer here. But if you need a bolster, you need a cushion, something underneath your bum, go ahead and grab that. And I mentioned earlier that it is Kirtan Kriya. And Kirtan Kriya, there's a couple of videos that we have about it, but does a lot to work with the brain, balancing the brain hemispheres. Also does a lot to help with memory. It helps patients who are dealing with dementia and Alzheimer's because it helps to create more gray matter in the brain. So that's like the biological side of it. Because we're working with the fingertips and finger tapping, so when we're doing that, we're working with both sides of the body, and we're also stimulating the brain while we're doing it. So this is a variation today. Before, we've done it to where we just kind of hang out and we're doing these movements between the thumb and all the fingers. But for this one, it's situated in front of the heart center, which means we want to have fun with it, and we want for it to be like way more joyous and playful a little bit. And you're going to be doing the same movements, but it's all going to happen from here. So the elbows are in at the side, but everything is very relaxed. Shoulders are relaxed, neck is relaxed. And I'll show you what the finger movements are going to do. I'll do it very like pronounced and exaggerated right now, but it'll be much more subtle when you do it. And we're going to think of that same mantra, which for Kirtan Kriya is Sa, Ta, Na, Ma. But we're just going to be thinking it, okay? So you've got the one level of the mantra that you're mentally sort of vibrating. And for this one, you'll bring the drishti or the gaze to the third eye. So you'll Relax the eyes at the third eye and sort of feel that tension, feel that pressure there. And when you think the sa, ta, na, ma, you're almost sending out like a beam, or you're sending out a focus, almost as if you could be tapping that space just from your mind, in your mind's eye, okay? Then the fingers, very similar to how we would do it here, we're just putting it together. So for sa, we have the thumb and the index finger that are touching. Then they come apart. Then for ta, we get thumb and middle. Then they come apart. For na, thumb and ring finger. And then ma, thumb and pinky. So the thumb is touching every time. 1, 2, 3, 4, sa, ta, na, ma. The thumb touches every time. So we'll go index, middle, ring, pinky. And it'll be much less pronounced and much quicker here. So it's also referred to as a little bit of a finger dance. So you'll get used to it. And it's just more like water droplets or something. It's a light touch. So the fingers are moving in this progressive pattern in this way, stimulating the brain. We're visually vibrating and sending these signals out through the third eye. Sa, ta, na, ma, sa, ta, na, ma. And then the music that it goes along with traditionally is Punjabi drums. So that's what we're working with today. So it'll be a faster tempo, but you'll just keep in line with the 1, 2, 3, 4 of the beat, going back and forth. Okay. So I hope you have fun with this one. It's tapping into the intuition because our eyes are closed and we have to trust that we're going to find that pathway. We have to trust of our own power, our own accord, that our fingertips are going to find their way to each other. So it gets really interesting. Okay. Okay, I'll count us off. 1, 2, 3, go. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. Inhale, bring the arms up overhead. Exhale, shake the arms up. Inhale, arms up overhead, twist to the left. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, let the hands come down. I'm so curious to know how that was for you, if you enjoyed it, how it went. A fun challenge, if you work at that one at home and you want to add another layer on top of it, you can try to do it double time and see what interesting things present themselves there. So we'll go ahead and close out today. That's all we have for today. So let's recenter, connect one more time by bringing those palms into heart center, press together. Feel the knuckles against your chest. Let your drishti come into the third eye one last time to reconnect with your mantra or your intention, whatever was written on your post-it note for today. How can you take that quality and embody it when you are away from the mat? So we'll close today by ending with one long Sat Nam, our true identity, away from all the outside noise, only what is internal. Inhale deeply. Sat Nam. May we be happy, may we be healthy, may we be holistically in union, mind, body, spirit. May we never forget that we are the eye of the storm. Sat Nam. Sat Nam, everyone. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me again today. Keep checking in on Book to Basics website, YouTube channel, Instagram, Facebook, all the things for new offerings, new classes that we're offering, and to stay updated on where the next studio location is going to be whenever we transition out of this virtual space. So I hope you stay warm. I hope you stay safe. Look out for those near you, and we'll see you next time. Bye.